Yo, so you guys want to make $100 a day with your Amazon wholesale businesses? Who wouldn't want to make $100 a day? Well, I don't know if you guys do, but if you're looking to it, make sure you check this video out because I'm going to show you exactly how to do it and what categories you should get involved in, especially during Q4, to help you out. Let's go.
So what's up, guys? This is 𝗏𝗏𝗥𝗡𝗏, and you have reached the 𝗏𝗏𝗥s Ecom channel. If you want to learn how to make money online or offline, then you need to be right here. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. I'm also an honorably discharged Air Force veteran. Graduated from Penn State and started a career as a software engineer and leveraged that to build my businesses. If you guys have any questions on how to make money, you're going to find all your answers right here, so stay tuned.
All right, people, so we're going to be doing $100 a day with your wholesale business, whether that be dropshipping or FBA. Now, I'm going to preface this is going to be kind of a gimmick, but it does work, and especially with Q4 coming up, you guys have some really sweet times ahead of you, especially when it comes to these particular ways in order to make your $100 a day, if not more. Now, you guys will need a business for this, okay? It's going to be wholesale, so you guys got to have a business, you know, have an LLC, EIN, the whole nine. There's no way around it, okay? You guys can't just pretend to be into the e-commerce game. You guys actually have to be in, okay? So you guys can go to inknow.com. is a place that I use to get my LLCs and everything set up. They've done well for me. They incorporate out of Delaware, which is a tax-free state. And yeah, so I use it for tax purposes because I want the Donald Trump special where I don't have to pay crazy amounts of taxes like he doesn't. All right, so now, if you guys are going to be getting into the game and you want to make $100 a day, you need to realize that you're going to be using gimmicky tactics to make this work for you the fastest way possible with the least amount of product research, okay? And I know some of you are like, oh, I don't want to do a ton of work and blah, blah, blah. And this is why I'm trying to give you these tactics. Now, what you're going to focus on are going to be toys and games and industrial and scientific on Amazon, okay? And that will lend itself to other areas as well, especially Shopify. Now, you're going to be gated in toys and games more often than not when you first start. So what you're going to have to do is go to a supplier like BBCW and place a big order and all this stuff and whatever. But we're going to get into that, okay? And once we do all these things, I'll explain why. But right now, we need to go ahead and we need to talk about why you're going to do this and why it makes the biggest amount of sense when it comes to Q4, okay? Let's talk about it. All right, guys, so why am I telling you to get involved with toys and games and industrial and scientific, okay? Especially during Q4. Now, industrial and scientific will typically move just based on the fact that a lot of businesses order products on Amazon and they constantly re-up every week, month, every couple months, whatever, all right? And typically the things in industrial and scientific, like hardware, cleaners, solvents, stuff like that, they're very expensive because they're buying these things in bulk. And the profit margins are through the roof. They're astronomical, all right? Just bear with me. Now, I know you guys, it seems like it's not glamorous. You're like, ah, man, I'd rather be selling whatever the hell else. But trust me on this, it moves. Because people like me, all right, buy a lot of industrial solvents when it comes to the car shop. You know, there's this company that produces this chemical, Sonax. I use it to clean the wheels and things like that. It's amazing, removes all the iron and just fantastic, all right? Now, it's going to be kind of a pain to get established with some of these companies because they will require a buy-in. But if you're going wholesale FBA, congratulations. It's going to make perfect sense for you because now you can get that product sent directly to Amazon. Everything moves. It's real heavy, and you don't have to do all the lifting and all this crazy stuff. You know, you're not lifting 10, 15, 20 pound, you know, jugs of cleaner and trying to ship them off yourself and paying an ungodly amount of money, or, you know, not getting the best deal when you're drop shipping. When it comes to toys and games, Q4, baby, people shopping for Christmas. You know, people like myself who got little crotch goblins sitting at home. We got kids, and kids like toys, and they like a lot of them. And guess what? We just keep buying them, and they keep breaking them, and then you got to donate them, all this crazy stuff, right? Toys and games is amazing for Q4, all right? But the problem is, more than likely, you're going to be gated in toys and games when you first start. It's going to take a little time, unless you go ahead and you place a test order with someone like BBCW, okay? BBCW, not the BBC, all right? You perverts. You know, BBCW, all right? This company deals primarily with toys and games and things of that nature. They're amazing. You have them as one of my suppliers, and what you guys are going to do is, more often than not, you're going to have to place an order of at least 10, okay, of at least 10 in order to show an invoice to Amazon to get ungated. You're gonna have to send it to your house first and foremost, because you're not gonna be able to send it into an Amazon warehouse due to the fact that you're gated and they're not gonna accept that shipment because you can't list, all right? But I digress. Now, toys and games will routinely make you some of the most money during Q4, and when you go FBA, it's going to help speed that process up, because there's going to be a lot of sellers looking to do the same thing, but they may or may not have prime status, because guess what? They're not necessarily going to be going FBA, they're going to be drop shipping. And if you guys go ahead and get the drop on them instead of drop shipping, get it? Pun. If you guys go ahead and you get the drop on them by going FBA, now you're going to get the buy box more often than not, and you will kind of be able to dictate raising the price a little bit in order to cover the cost of, you know, prime shipping, okay? Because you guys have to remember, when you're using Amazon services to ship, you know, the pack, pick, ship, all that stuff, guess what? They're going to charge you a little bit extra, you know, in the way of fees. It's kind of a pain in the patoot, but it works, all right? And, you know, you're probably like, oh my God, you know, this, I got to spend money to make money. Yes, you douchebag. You got to spend money to make money. And if you don't want to spend money to make money, I don't know how else to help you. All right, but let's go ahead. We're going to break down the structure and what you should be looking for in each one of these categories in order to make your money. Ready? Let's go. All right, people, so what should you be looking for in these categories? Like I mentioned before, with industrial and scientific, you should be looking for solvents, you know, oven cleaners, things of that nature, especially in this type of climate, because some people are getting back to their businesses and they need to do some major cleanup from when they left and have not been able to get in and do all these amazing, phenomenal things to get their businesses prepped for you, okay? Now, when it comes to toys and games, look at things like Funko Pops. They routinely sell like crazy. Now, the profit margins aren't going to be near as high unless you go directly to Funko and get wholesale status with them, but does not necessarily matter if you're gated in toys and games and you're just trying to get out, all right? Trying to get ungated. Go to BBCW, place your test order of 10, 15, 20, whatever it is, and get them sent off to an FBA warehouse, okay? Now, well, first you're gonna have to get them sent to you, and then in turn send them to an FBA warehouse once you are ungated. So that goes without saying. I don't know what the hell is in there, but that was really loud. So that sounds like a dragon. But at any rate, you know, you want to find things that have really high sales ranks initially, just so you can start pumping those sales up, okay? Because you're not going to know what you don't know yet, you know. And when you're doing product research, unless you have the right strategy, it's going to be very difficult for you to turn a very high profit. In the beginning, most people, you know, flounder and they flail around, they pick stuff that has a really, really high ROI, but it doesn't have a high sales rank, so the thing never sells. They just buy a ton of them, they sit there in the Amazon warehouse and they go nowhere, and they end up paying storage fees. That's not what you want to do. You guys want to get something that people are actually looking for. Funko Pops, you guys probably have a couple sitting on your desk. If you're a dork like me, you know, well, hopefully you're not a dork like me, because you probably have better luck with the ladies. But at any rate, so that's what you guys should definitely be looking for. Now, if you guys are more into, I don't know, board games, I'm not necessarily into board games like that, but you should be looking at something, you know, along the lines of maybe even Magic. You know, I know Magic, you know, has come out with a few new sets. It's not necessarily a board game, guys, it's more of a card game, but the new sets are definitely doing very, very well. So it's entirely up to you. Man, it is windy out today. It's real hot, but the wind's blowing, and it's just kind of crazy day. But, you know, that's what you guys should be looking for. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this out, and hopefully you guys take this advice, because if you don't, you're kind of screwed, all right? Yo, if you guys haven't smashed the like button by now, why in the world haven't you? Go ahead, give it a smash. Get to it. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to be complaining about the categories that I gave you, but there's a method to the madness. Now, I could have said home goods and stuff, and it would have worked something similar as industrial and scientific, but just know that industrial and scientific and things of that nature are consistently going to be evergreen items. Are going to be an evergreen category, okay? You're going to be able to sell all year round. You're not necessarily going to have to wait for Q4 in order to make money. You know, Q4 always drives up sales anyway, but you want something that's going to be more evergreen, you know, something more long term. Whereas with toys and games, it's kind of a crapshoot throughout the year. Like, you will do well, but more often than not, the sales just are astronomical during Q4, because like I mentioned earlier, people are going to be purchasing those items for gifts for their little crotch goblins and putting them under the tree and all that stuff, okay? So keep that in mind. You know, getting into something that's going to be very seasonal might not be in your best interest for longevity, but it will help you hit your $100 a day or even $1,000 a day during Q4. Now, throughout, you know, the rest of the year, maybe not so much, depending on how much capital you have to invest in your business. but just know you are still going to be able to make some money. Now, when it comes to industrial and scientific and home goods and then home and garden and all that stuff, you're going to do very, very well, just because these items are going to sell routinely all year round, because people are going to need these all year round. All right, so hopefully this has been informative. Hopefully it's helped you out somewhat. So please, man, go ahead, subscribe, click the little notification bell, smash the like button if you haven't done so, and check out the links below in the description. Follow me on social media and all these crazy things, all right? So be safe, be smart. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Peace out.